welcome in our friend of the program, Olympian and BYU track and field coach Ed Eyestone on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline at Nationals. Coach, welcome to the show. Congratulations again on a fantastic season and taking 22 athletes to Nationals.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting. And it is a bit of a numbers game. You want to get as many people here to the big dance as possible, and we're excited with the prospect of the next 4 days or so of track and field.
Which of the 22 was the biggest surprise to you?
Which is the biggest surprise? Well, we knew we had a good 10K crew. I wasn't sure that I was going to get 6 guys in the 10K, and so that was fun. So probably those last 2 gentlemen, Connor Weaver and Dallin Farnsworth, although they had showed that they obviously were capable of doing great things, but for them to make it in, and then Ricky Fantroy, obviously going into the regional meet, was not forecasted to finish in our top 12 there, and he brought it on that last jump of his, was able to punch his ticket. So fun to have those guys there. Were they big surprises? Maybe not big surprises, because we know the size of their heart, and they put it together when it counted.
And we know the size of Fantroy's stomach. He credited baked beans in part for his success. How do you feel about that?
Well, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, baby. And if it's baked beans, then that'll be on the menu from here on out.
Love it. We expect nothing less. Ed Eyestone with us on BYU Sports Nation. Coach, I know it's hard to rank each of your teams because they're all so unique and different from each other, but where would you rank this specific group in terms of the teams you have taken to Nationals with those 22 entrants?
Well, in terms of track and field, certainly it's our biggest group ever to date, and so they've got to be right up there in terms of getting to the big meet. Of course, ultimately, we are judged after this weekend by how many points that we score. And so it's great to have big numbers here, but it's also great to have, big performances and come away with a lot of points. So, but I think we're capable of doing that. And again, it's one of those deals where if you just focus on the process, focus on those things that got you to this meet, focus on those things that in some events have us ranked number 1, and do the things that you did to get you here, then generally the points will take care of themselves.
Do you feel like you have a couple of national title contenders in, say, Andrea Stapleton-Johnson and others who could come home with an individual championship?
Yeah, everybody has a chance, but certainly those that are ranked highest in terms of marks coming in, and Andrea Stapleton-Johnson certainly in the high jump is one of those. With the school record 6'2" and a quarter, when she is on, she's a tough person to beat. We're very excited about her prospects. Erica Burke has the number 2 ranked steeple mark in the country. I think Erica has a really good shot of being a national champion. And on the men's side, we've got some guys ranked highly in both the steeplechase, in terms of Matt Owens and Kenneth Rooks, and also in the 10,000 meters. Obviously, we've got 4 guys that have the top 4 marks in the country. So these are all events that were ranked in really well, and certainly maybe the events that we have the most likelihood of scoring a national championship in.
We're talking with Coach Ed Eyestone. Follow him on Twitter at Ed Eyestone. And as a team, what's a realistic goal for a finish at Nationals, Coach, in your mind?
Well, it was interesting. And goals are an amazing thing. As a coaching staff last year, before the end of the summer, we sat down and knew that we had a very good track team. We knew that on the men's side, we were capable of probably winning the MPSF, Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Conference Championship, which we set as a goal, and we were able to accomplish that. We felt like we had a chance to be a top 20 team on both the men's and women's side, both indoors and outdoors. And certainly I think we ended up 13th and 14th indoors. Again, kind of the overarching goal has been still a top 20. But you know what? Sometimes you set goals and you see how well you're doing. You've got to readjust those goals. And certainly we've been ranked as high as 3rd and 4th place as the season has rolled out, just given where our athletes' marks have placed them. So I think certainly I think we can tweak that top 20 to a top 10 on the men's side, and I think the women can. Although we don't have as many women here, I think those women that we did bring certainly have a chance of scoring big time. Or we're talking top 3 in many events, and with that, you can score a lot of points as well. So I think a top 10 on the men's and women's side, we would feel pretty stoked about. You normally have to score somewhere in the mid 20s to get a top 10 position.
On the men's side, you have a bunch of guys who are putting together one of the great seasons in distance running history at BYU. The cross-country team took second. Now this men's distance team is ranked number 1 in the 10K. You got we don't know what to call them, Ed, the Super Six-Pack or whatever, into the final. What do you expect from that group specifically in the 10K?
Well, it's a kind of a different ball game when we come here, and the forecast for weather is going to be in the night. It was in the 90s yesterday, and we're coming off kind of the coolest, wettest spring in our history there in Provo. So there has been some adaptation to that. Really, it's going to come down to how well we can weather the heat and humidity here. But I think we are capable. Usually, I've found that the fitter the athlete, the better you handle the extreme conditions, and so I would anticipate seeing all 6 of the men in there battling. They know the importance of positioning. They know the importance of, especially in a race where it's going to be, conditions that are less ideal. They know the importance of just pacing yourself and running a smart tactical race and being patient. And I think our guys are pretty smart the way they can execute a game plan. And the importance of these races are usually a race of attrition. And so if you can just battle, put yourself in good position, and then gradually slide up as people fatigue, and make sure you don't get caught behind some of the withering debris that occurs over the a race of 25 laps. And then hopefully we can see at least 3 or 4 guys in the top 8, and we'll score some points with that.
Coach, get your baked beans ready, and I hope you have a huge BYU contingent show up in Austin to support the crew.
I'm sure we will. We have Cougar fans wherever we go, so if you're in the Austin area, it'll be fun. The men's 10,000 is tomorrow evening at a little after 9 o'clock local time, and you can also watch that on ESPN3.
We will be watching for sure. Ed, great to talk to you as always. Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma as we say goodbye to go and kill it at Nationals, man.
Oh, I appreciate that. We'll do our best. Thank you.
You got it. Ed Eyestone on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, your values, your timeline, your financial future.